Alright guys, today is the day I'm watching Spider-Man Brand New Day! It's currently Wednesday, July 29th at 6:30 p.m. I have my showing at 7, so let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go watch that movie. Now we gotta put the mask back on. Let's go. Walk into the theater. Let's see if we can get any reactions with people.
Joy.
Thank you. I didn't get it, but as soon as I turned the video off, someone screamed Spider-Man. Could I get one ticket?
For what movie?
Alright, we made it in, but sadly they told me I can't wear the mask while watching the movie. But other than that, it's been great. Took a couple photos with everyone. It was so cool. Hey guys, we're in the theater. I have literally the best seat. Look at this. I'm literally sitting smack dab in the middle. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, there's literally someone wearing an Iron Man helmet right in front of me. It's so cool.
Twice the number of
Oh,
tributes.
Hunger Games? It's starting. Oh my gosh, I'll see you guys after. Just got out the theater. Holy shit. That was incredible. Alright, after finally watching the movie after 5 very long years and letting it fully sink in, I think this movie is genuinely incredible. Right off the bat, I have to tell you guys that ever since they confirmed that they were going to make a 4th Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, I've been beyond excited. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was around when Venom: The Last Dance came out, where there was reports saying that Null and Venom were going to be in the 4th Spider-Man movie, and it was going to be like this big multiverse story again, and when I heard that, I was like, what the hell, no, that's going to be horrible. Looking back now and seeing how everything turned out, I'm so grateful they didn't go in that direction. Also, I remember all the reports saying that Sony wanted to make another multiverse movie while Marvel was pushing for a more grounded and street-level movie. And now that I've seen the movie, it feels like a no-brainer to make it street-level. It lets Peter breathe as a character instead of trying to one-up No Way Home. I don't know if this is recency bias, but this is like neck and neck with Spider-Man 2 for the best live-action Spider-Man movie. Alright, from here on out, I'm going to be talking spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie, click off, go to your nearest movie theater, watch that thing, and then come back. Alright, you gone? Alright, let's continue. Now we're going to be talking about the plot and the story. First off, I loved that opening montage. We get this montage of Spider-Man over the last 4 years just constantly fighting crime. You see villains like Boomerang, Tarantula, Tombstone, Scorpion, and a bunch of others. I think it's a pretty cool way to show what Peter's been up to for the last 4 years since No Way Home. One thing I wasn't expecting was just how different this movie feels from the first 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. It honestly took me a solid 15 minutes to get used to how stylized this movie is. And that's props to the crew and especially Destin Daniel Cretton. This movie has like a completely different vibe, and I rock with it. Like I said before, everything is more stylized, the cinematography is gorgeous, and the action is insane. The fight scenes and the swinging are genuinely some of the best I've seen in the MCU. Honestly, the best way I could describe this movie is that it feels like a really long episode of a Spider-Man TV show, which I mean as the biggest compliment. It feels like we're following Peter in one chapter of his life instead of trying to one-up what No Way Home did. Now, let's talk about Sadie Sink. Yes, she's playing Jean Grey. I genuinely don't know how some of you guys convinced yourself that she was playing Shothor, because no, it was Jean Grey the entire time. I wasn't sure how she'd fit in a Spider-Man movie, but honestly, she works really well. The scene with MJ and Peter on the rooftop actually really hurt. Peter thinks she's finally remembering him, and they even kiss, only for it to be revealed that it's actually Jean Grey in MJ's mind. That was like pure evil. And the entire theater was like, oh no, oh my god. That's why I think that this is the most emotional live-action Spider-Man movie we've gotten. Well, it's this and Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's way more of a character drama than just a superhero movie, and you really feel how lonely Peter is. I was also really happy with how they handled the Punisher. He isn't just some random cameo, and you can actually feel the chemistry between Tom Holland and Jon Bernthal because they've been friends for like the longest time. They even helped each other get the audition, or they helped each other with the audition for their MCU characters. Also, this movie is really funny. I laughed way more than I expected, and none of the jokes undercut the dramatic moments in the movie. Then we get to the third act. Jean manipulates Bruce into hulking out, the Hulk gets defeated, and then the last time we see him in the movie is he's getting like pulled into an ambulance. After that though, the movie kind of feels a little weird. Not bad weird, it's just a little unexpected. Once Jean gets captured, she's pretty much front and center for the rest of the movie. I honestly don't mind because Sadie Sink again absolutely kills it, but I definitely wasn't expecting the ending of a Spider-Man movie to be so Jean-centric. The final battle ends up being against the Hand in the DODC, and I thought it really worked. Oh my god, and then we get that ending with Ned. Now, I do have some small nitpicks, but it honestly doesn't end up ruining the movie for me. My biggest one is definitely the whole Man-Spider thing, because they literally don't even try to go all the way with it. And honestly just felt like it was there so that Peter can have an inhibitor to put on Jean later in the movie. I don't know, it kind of felt like wasted potential to me because if you're gonna introduce something as cool as Man-Spider, then go all the way with it. Other than that, I genuinely really loved the story. They somehow made a Spider-Man movie that feels completely different from the last three while still feeling like Spider-Man. Alright, now talking about the acting. The acting in this movie was honestly great across the board. Tom Holland once again proves why he's my favorite live-action interpretation of Spider-Man. He absolutely nails both the emotional scenes and the lighter, funnier moments, and you can really feel everything Peter's been carrying since No Way Home. Jon Bernthal also was fantastic as the Punisher, but without a doubt, the standout performance in this movie is Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. She absolutely acts her ass off. She does such a great job of making Jean feel sympathetic one minute and genuinely terrifying the next. A lot of the movie's biggest emotional moments rely on her performance, and she absolutely delivers. I was already excited to see her join the MCU, but after watching this movie, I honestly can't imagine anyone else playing this version of Jean Grey. Alright, now here comes the rating. I'll be giving this movie a rating from 1 to 10 out of how much I enjoyed it. And I'm not limiting myself to whole numbers. If a movie deserves an 8.7, I'm giving it an 8.7, and then so on and so forth. Alright, so in my opinion, I think that this movie is a solid 9 out of 10. And it 100% gets my J rating. Alright, that's my review for Spider-Man Brand New Day. If you guys stuck around to the end, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. I'm Johnny at the Movies, and I'll see you at the movies.